Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live Argentina discussion. My name is Roy Nemer of Mundo Albiceleste.com. I am flying solo, at least for today. No Osvaldo, not yet, definitely not yet. But I just want to say a big thank you and a big hello to everybody. We have a lot of stuff to get to. We're going to talk about the Argentina national team. We're going to talk about the win versus Angola. And we're also going to talk about the current state of the Argentina national team because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's certainly a lot of stuff going on. So as always, let us know down below where you're watching from, as we tend to get fans and viewers from all around the world. All right, let's get to it. So Argentina 2-0 win versus Angola. Not much really in terms to say in terms of the opponent. No disrespect to Angola, of course. Much love to them. Argentina's last match of 2025. Pretty much every single other national team will be playing 2 games this month. For Argentina, it was just the one and no second match. But let's talk about the match. A couple of players missing. No Emiliano Martinez, for example, picked for Argentina. Julian Alvarez, Giuliano Simeone, not picked, or picked for Argentina but did not travel. Lisandro Martinez was with the team. He was traveling. Franco Mastantuono also ended up joining the team. Did not train, obviously did not play. He's injured. But the win itself, not much to say. Lautaro Martinez getting the goal, Lionel Messi getting the goal. But it's more about, and this is what we're really going to focus on a little bit in this video, it's more about the current state of the team. You look at the match itself, I don't think there was really a absolute standout performance. It was a friendly match. It was versus Angola. It was to celebrate their 50th year of independence. So congratulations to them for that. But the match itself, to be honest with you, not that I saw more negatives than positives, but I had a couple of question marks, not only going into the game, but more so after the game. And as always, let's take a look at the chat, see what everyone's talking about. Srijit, welcome, Srijit. Hello, my friend Arjunan. Hello, Y2J. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining. Let us know down below where you're watching from and what did you think of the match, Argentina versus Angola. Now, as for the match itself, like I said, a lot of question marks going in and even more so coming out. And we look at the match itself. Nicolas Tagliafico playing as a center back on paper. Nicolas Gonzalez playing as a left back, again, on paper. Maybe different variations there, maybe a 3-man back line or a 5-man midfield, whatever way you want to spin it. Already for me going into that match, when I saw the lineup, we were texting Osvaldo, and it was more of a, I think Scaloni is just trying to test some stuff out. Is he trying to test something for the World Cup? Testing Nicolas Gonzalez out wide once more. I'll be honest, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, but I think, and with Valentin Barco in the team as well, no Marcos Acuna, but I truly think Nicolas Gonzalez might be Argentina's backup left back at the World Cup. Unless something drastic happens, unless Scaloni ends up making some big changes for the or going into the World Cup, it doesn't look like Valentin Barco is going to be that backup option as left back. I don't know if Marcos Acuna is going to be at the World Cup. He might. We know for sure Tagliafico, barring injury, and I'm saying this knocking on wood, will be the Argentina starting left back. But it looks like Nicolas Gonzalez could be the backup left back. But let's see what happens there. Taking a look at the chat. Arjunan, hey, all the way from India. Thank you so much. Vivega, the team did not seem comfortable. No, not 100% comfortable, to be honest with you. I saw that as well, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Arjunan, thank you, my friend. Glad you could join us and glad to be back. Cavi saying Simeone as right back is best. Potentially. That's another question going into the World Cup. Arjunan saying back three is a good choice when we go for attack mindset. Definitely. And we always struggle with fast-paced teams, says Estrizit. At times we have, absolutely. We certainly have. And, Tagliafico as center back, fine. That's just an experiment, but it's more the left back situation for Argentina that is a little bit worrying, in my opinion. And especially when you look at Valentin Barco being in the team and not playing. because if we look at the players ultimately that were with the team for that match, the two goalkeepers, Geronimo Rulli and Walter Benitez, fine. Rulli played there, not much of a test. He's the number 2 choice behind Emiliano Martinez. But the back line, Juan Foyth, Christian Romero, Otamendi, Senesi, Tagliafico, Barco, and Kevin McAllister. And for me, and I'll be honest, and if someone in the chat has seen a lot of Kevin McAllister play, please do let me know. Outside of maybe one Champions League game this season, I've seen very little of Kevin McAllister. I'll be fully blatant, fully transparent. I haven't seen much from him. Why was he called up? I'm not entirely sure. I think a lot of people had that same question. Is he going to be at the World Cup? I don't know. He was the first substitute to come in for Giovanni Lo Celso in the second half. He got around 30, 35 minutes of playing time. He did not come in the last 5 minutes like a couple of the others. I don't know what Scaloni sees in Kevin McAllister, and I don't say that in a negative way just because I haven't seen enough of him. But it'll be interesting to see moving forward because, and this is something we're going to talk about in a little bit as well, this was Argentina's last match in 2025. Next match, presumably, is the Finalissima versus Spain and potentially even another match versus France in March. But that's for another time, another discussion. So Kevin McAllister being there, is he going to be there in March? Who knows? Who knows? But that's the back line, technically, in theory. The midfield, McAllister, De Paul, and we're going to talk about De Paul. I'm going to get to him in just a second. Lo Celso, Almada, Perone, Paz, Paredes, and Emiliano Buendia. And then, of course, the attack, Messi, Lautaro, Nico Gonzalez, Juan Manuel Lopez, Gianluca Prestiani, and Joaquin Panicelli. And let's get to the chat, and I'll come back to the list here. Mr. Happy, hello, my friend. Hello, hello. Kevin McAllister was right back while in club and plays as center back. Right. Thank you for that, Kavi. Adrian, Angola players are fast. That's why we struggled a little bit. In the end, another clean sheet. Team will perform good in the World Cup, I'm pretty sure. No, of course. I don't think we're going to get the same kind of display, same kind of performance as we did. No, absolutely not. Not at the World Cup. Vishma saying, I think Facundo Medina is backup left back. It could be, but even at that, when Medina is called up, he's not playing much. He hasn't been playing too much for Argentina. So that's the big question mark. We've been talking about this for several months. That's the big question mark. Arjunan, Kevin McAllister, some passes are good, but defensively struggled sometimes. Kavi Lo Celso is the worst, and Srijit, the match against Spain and France, will give us a clear picture. I certainly think so. I certainly think it will for sure. And, you know, the center backs, we had Juan Foyth start, Otamendi, Tagliafico, and Nico Gonzalez, as we spoke about. The left back, right back, we know that's the big thing. People have mentioned Pablo Maffeo. I don't think he's going to be called up. Agustin Diay of Palmeiras. At this point, I don't think he's going to be called up, but at the same time, Palmeiras is going through a significant part of the season. But then again, Jose Manuel Lopez was called up. So the fact that Lopez was called up and Agustin Diay wasn't, and they're both part of Palmeiras, part of the same team, and they both have the Copa Libertadores coming up in about 2 weeks' time, the final itself versus Flamengo. The fact that one was called up and not the other, I don't know about that. We might not get Agustin Diay at the World Cup for Argentina. And, you know, we continue to look at the team and we continue to talk about it, but there's a lot of question marks, of course. Lisandro Martinez, I think, will be the backup choice, if not starter, alongside Christian Romero. Maybe Otamendi becomes the backup there. And there's also Marco Senesi. The fact that Senesi was also in the team again, I think gives us a better idea that, okay, Scaloni's definitely keeping an eye on him. And he could be that, let's say, fourth choice center back at the World Cup. So far, I guess, so good for Senesi. And let's take a look at the chat. Adjunan, we need to sort out who is backup for Tagliafico and Molina in case we go for back three. We have to strengthen back three. Kuti, Foyth, Tagliafico backup for them. Certainly could be. Tagliafico brings in the experience for sure. Foyth has that experience. Again, I've said this before, nothing against Foyth. I don't always trust him 100%, but lately he's been good. So, you know, credit where credit is due. Vishma, does Otamendi start in Copa America? It was Licha and Kuti. At the Copa America, it was Lisandro and Kuti Romero for sure. Otamendi played, absolutely, but they were the starters, and what a duo they are. what an incredible duo they are at center back. Adnan, Roy, tell me who you think we placed. 26 is not confirmed yet. We don't know. 26, 28, 30. The numbers are not yet confirmed in terms of how many players each team will be allowed to bring for the World Cup. Now, the other big question mark. I know we've spoken about this a couple of times, especially in the last couple of months. And I'm talking about specifically one player, but one position, and that's the midfield, and specifically Rodrigo de Paul. Rodrigo de Paul, what did everybody think of his performance? I'll be honest, I wasn't overly impressed. I know it wasn't a major match, it was a friendly match, and there was some traveling and this and that. I wasn't overly impressed by De Paul in this match, and I know he's been getting a lot of heat, a lot of negative comments thrown his way on social media ever since his move to Inter Miami. I don't know, and I said this a while back. I said, I think when there's a big game, De Paul will step up, and I truly think so. I don't know if De Paul has lost his place in the starting 11, for me anyways. I don't think he's lost it under Scaloni, but I don't know if he's lost it in general. For me, I think he has. He's slowly losing it, to be honest with you. And there's some options on the bench for Argentina, especially in midfield, which I think is a position where Argentina has the most depth. But for me, I don't know how comfortable I'd be if the current De Paul starts the World Cup for Argentina, to be very honest with you. And I'm a big Rodrigo De Paul fan. I think everybody is, especially his contributions with the national team. But lately, it doesn't look like he's been doing too good. But let's get back to the chat, and we'll get back to De Paul in the midfield in just a moment. Mr. Happy, I'm not liking Nico Gonzalez, too wasteful. That's the thing with Nico Gonzalez, is he's so versatile and he's so good, and he'll create a lot of chances. Unfortunately, he misses a lot of chances, but I think you have to have someone like a Nico Gonzalez in the team. Everybody knows where I stand when it comes to him. I'm a big Nico Gonzalez fan, a massive one. And I said it after the Copa America final. I said it way before the Copa America final. This guy is an important player in this team for Scaloni. 100% for me. Cavi, Romero, Licha, Otamendi, Foyth should be the top four center backs. Either Foyth or Senesi, but I agree with that. Itchy Feet Andy, welcome, saying a slow H Otamendi against fast-paced attackers in the World Cup is a disaster in the making. Ecuador-like situation is inevitable. He should not start in any of the matches. Look, I'll say this. I think, and we forgot about Balerdi, by the way, Leonardo Balerdi, not picked due to fitness issues. Was not 100% fit. But I don't think you could blame the red card on Otamendi in that match versus Ecuador. I think it was Balerdi caught a little bit out of possession, and Otamendi kind of, going for it a little bit. But he brings that experience, and to close out games, he has that experience, and he does very well. He really has done very well for Argentina. And, when I started, maybe not, especially in 2026 at the World Cup. But I think as an experienced center back, bringing him on, I have no problems with that, personally speaking. Let's see what else we got. Strijit, we have a world-class left back currently playing for Betis, Valentin Gomez. Gomez is another prospect at the back for Argentina. I don't know if it's a matter of he's doing very, very well, but maybe Scaloni already has his players or his established based players for the World Cup. But there's around one more big fixture list, and that's in March. Argentina versus Spain looks like it's going to happen, and potentially versus France. And after that, it's the friendly matches before the World Cup. So you would think the friendly matches before the World Cup, Scaloni will have picked his players for the World Cup. So maybe last chance to impress will be in March. Cavi, the ball was good, just his crossing is very bad lately. I think he's lost a step a little bit. I'm not saying he's been bad, by the way, at all. I just think he's lost a small step in the last couple of months. And luckily for Argentina, as I said, it's the position where there's the most depth in quality. Cavi, Nico Gonzalez is a beast in the air. He certainly is. Arjunan Roy asked which player places are safe. Oh, excuse me. I believe this team is the greatest team in international football when we lift a trophy in 2026. Yeah, a lot of negative comments coming. All should respect. Yeah, I think the base is covered for 2026. I'll say obviously Emiliano Martinez and everyone who's been there for a while. I think it's just we need that backup left back, backup right back. Maybe Panicelli, Jose Manuel Lopez, one of them gets in 2026. I think for the most part, Scaloni probably has around 15 to 20 spots probably secured for the World Cup. That's my guess. That's my guess. Elijah Argentine, I want Agustin Rossi to get called up for the national team. He's been very good for Flamengo. As I mentioned earlier, they're in the final of the Copa Libertadores. He's done well there. Thing is, if he's called up, he might, I mean, he'll be a backup, right? There's no way he's going to start in front of Emiliano Martinez. And for the goalkeepers, it's not a position where you rotate much. So I think the three that we have now, Emiliano Martinez, Jeronimo Rulli, and Walter Benitez, I think those are the three for the World Cup, barring any injuries, of course. Arjunan, Almada is one who cements his place in World Cup 2026 squad. I think this kid is something special, very special, and one of the most, I'm not going to say improved, but the most interesting player to watch for me since Argentina have won the World Cup, or at least the Copa America, has been Almada, because I can't think of a bad match that he has had with Argentina in the last year or so, since he's really become a regular back in the starting 11 in the national team. He's been so good. He's been very consistent, and that's probably the word I was looking for there. I can't think of a more consistent player, one of the newer players at least, than Thiago Almada. And he's an exciting player to watch. Exciting player. 89 J Stubbs, welcome. Hey Roy, let's go Argentina, let's go Messi. Absolutely, my friend. Cavi McAllister's not in form since the season start. He's gotten better for Liverpool. I think the start of the season was a little bit more difficult. Let's not forget he wasn't fully fit going towards the end of last season, but I think he's slowly refound his form. Cavi saying Lo Celso should be dropped. There's absolutely no way I think Lo Celso gets dropped by Scaloni unless it's an injury, of course. And to be fair to Lo Celso, he's been pretty good lately. He's been pretty good. And he has good chemistry with the team. Again, the midfield is Argentina's most in-depth position. Mr. Happy, what about Dybala? I said this close to a year ago. I said I don't think Paulo Dybala gets called up for the World Cup, and I stand by it. And I'm not saying this gleefully. I'm not saying this with bliss, because I love Paulo Dybala. His contribution alone in the World Cup final for any Argentina fan should be enough to be a fan of his. Although I've been a fan for long before that, but he's super talented. Unfortunately, super injury prone, and there's so much competition that I think he has lost his place in the national team. But you never know. You never know with Scaloni. He could get called up. I don't think he makes the World Cup, to be honest. That's just my opinion. Elijah DePaul will step up for big games only. I think so, and that's why I said in the last couple of videos, and I said it again today, I think in the big games he will step up. In the not so big games, maybe not as much. Maybe not as much. MD, hey, hello. Welcome, my friend. Sarijit, both Eki Fernandez and Valentin Gomez will be the surprise entry. I'm damn sure. Eki Fernandez, if I'm not mistaken, was set to be called up for these, I was going to say for these two matches, for this match versus Angola, was not due to injury. So we'll see what gives with him, but I think he makes it. I think Eki Fernandez has a good shout to get called up. Cavi, Panicelli, or Lopez, only one goes to World Cup. Your preference? Both are very different. Panicelli is that old school number 9, very good in the air, and will get you that goal. Like if you need that height, you need a goal, you bring him on as a substitute or even as a starter, depending on the game, he scores. He's very different to Julian Alvarez, very different to Lautaro Martinez. 9 goals in 12 matches, currently leads Ligue 1 in goals as the top goal scorer, in great form. Jose Manuel Lopez, a little bit different. Yes, he's that traditional number 9, but at the same time, he will drop back a little bit. He'll play as a center forward, not necessarily just as a number 9, and he'll help contribute a little bit more to the play. It's very, very different. I like both. I've been watching Jose Manuel Lopez significantly more in the last 2-3 months with Palmeiras, and he's a smart player. For me, he's still a little bit raw, but he's a smart player, an intelligent player. Two very different. I don't know who I would go for. Panicelli in the better form, of course, but the Brazilian league is a very good league as well. So it's not like you could say Lopez is playing in a bad league. No, Brazilian league, in my opinion, the best league in South America and one of the better leagues in the world. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. I'm glad Scaloni picked both, and both of them played, albeit only 5 minutes versus Angola. But if there's a way to include both, go for it. But I don't think it's going to happen. And to answer your question, Kavi, I don't know. It depends. I love that old school number 9, so I'm leaning more towards Panicelli, to be very honest with you, just because I like that kind of a player. But both are very good. Both are very good. Arjunan, Lautaro, Rivero, Allen Varela, Matias Soule. There are so many players fighting for a World Cup spot, 100%. It's a difficult job for Scaloni. In the end, he chooses best of the best. Hope he covers all places. Definitely. And there's another one. Matias Soule in great form, not called up. And I don't know what's going on, to be very honest with you, with Matias Soule. I don't think anybody knows. He could be that surprise inclusion for the World Cup because he's been in very good form for Roma. Mr. Happy, seen the yes, the Argentina away kit. To be honest with you, I love it. I'm a big fan. I got the long sleeve one. This is the replica. I did not get the authentic just because they did not have the authentic in long sleeve, at least not yet. But it's a beautiful jersey. I plan on getting either Julian Alvarez or Alexis McAllister on this, but we'll see when the time comes. Elijah, Argentina has more explosive individual talents than any nation in terms of midfield and attack. Look, midfield, I think Spain rivals. Attack, France is very good. But in my opinion, Argentina is there. 100% Argentina is there. And a big thank you for everybody for being there and for being here for this live discussion. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as we go live. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this towards the end of the video. But as we always do towards the end of the year, especially entering December, we've been doing this since the channel started. We go through the top 10 or top 20 moments of the year. We go through all that for the players and for the national team as well. So watch out for that. There's the World Cup draw that we're going to be doing as well. That's going to be a live discussion. And we got a lot of stuff coming up. So hit that like and subscribe button, please. Arjunan, what's your opinion for Messi and DePaul having 3 months rest in MLS? Good for us, great problem. I think it's good because the MLS, it gives them the break, and the MLS starts 2 or 3 months before the start of the World Cup. So a little bit like the situation in 2022 where the World Cup was held in November. Season started end of August. Yeah, 2 or 3 months there. And it's pretty much the same thing for the MLS. So I like it. I have nothing against it. Itchy Feet Andy, the new ones didn't get enough minutes in the friendlies. If Scaloni repeats essentially the same squad as in 2022, chances will be much lower due to lack of motivation. Yeah, I've seen that comment floating around online as well. I'm not saying I disagree with it. I just would have preferred to have given those players at least the 45 minutes or at least a 30 minutes when Kevin McAllister was brought in. Bring in Panicelli, bring in Jose Manuel Lopez, Prestiani, bring those guys into the game. Unfortunately, they got the 5 minutes, but hey, not much we can do. Not much we can do. Mr. Aza or Amraza, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. It's disappointing they couldn't play Morocco because they were asking for a ridiculous amount of money. I saw that as well. I saw the supposed money floating around in terms of how much the Argentine Federation was asking. I don't know how valid it is. No idea. I'm not going to speculate on that. Would I be surprised? Not entirely, no. I think Morocco would have been a great test for Argentina, to be very honest. Morocco, in my opinion, one of the better national teams in the world right now. And, I would have loved to have played versus a Morocco, versus a Japan, versus a South Korea. I would have liked that as well. We played versus an African country for sure. Maybe on paper, not the best African country, but still an African country. So we got, something different. It wasn't playing against Venezuela again or playing versus a CONCACAF team. But yeah, I would have liked to have played a Morocco in a friendly match or a Japan or a South Korea, 100%. Let's see. Cavi, where's Barco going to play? He's very creative and creating chances somewhere on the left-hand side or in midfield. He's been everywhere for Strasbourg this season. And he's been playing very well. He's become a fan favorite there, from what I could tell, at least online from the fans. He's won their support. Look, it's clear the guy's not a left back. He's not even playing there for Strasbourg. So I understand why Scaloni would not have played him as a left back versus Angola. I get that. I just don't understand why Barco didn't even get any minutes. That's my questioning, but I'm not Scaloni. I'm not a World Cup winner. I'm not a back-to-back Copa America winner. And I'm not a Finalissima winner. So, I'm not gonna doubt. I'm not gonna doubt Scaloni. Timothy, what about Garnacho? Look, Garnacho's done. He's doing better and better with Chelsea. A little bit better decision making. Not as selfish. Absolutely not as selfish as the one he was with United. And I think that comes with growth, with experience, with maturity. Definitely, I think that comes with it. Is it too late for him to make the World Cup? I don't know. I truly don't know. There's still a long time to go. If he continues to improve and continues to get a lot of minutes for Chelsea, or at least some minutes with Chelsea, and does well, I think he's explosive coming off the bench. He has that pace. He has that speed. I'm not saying to start him for Argentina. For anyone that's watched our videos in the past, I'm a Garnacho fan. I just think he's still very raw. I don't think the door is closed for him for the World Cup at all. There's still, 6-7 months left until the start. If he continues to improve, why not? Why not? Arjunan, Garnacho needs to keep good performances till the end of the season to get a place for the World Cup. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Elijah Scaloni is full of surprises. I never expected Enzo, McAllister, Alvarez to be in the starting lineups. And that's it, right? We did not expect that in 2022 at the World Cup. Yet, we got it. So, who knows? Who knows? We don't know yet, Cav. We don't know if it's 24, 26 players, 28. No idea. No idea just yet. Straz, I love the long sleeve jersey, by the way. It looks better now than when I saw the leaks. Thought there would be black outlines on the blue. As did I. I thought, I'm just going to remove the comment just for a second. I'll remove this just for a second. But yeah, I thought there'd be a black outline here somewhere. No, not at all. It's like a fade, almost like a gradient type of thing. So very, very nice. I like it. We'll get the badges here for the sleeves and everything. It's cool. I enjoy it. All right. Taking a look here. Junan Barco should use as left back and develop as best left back in the world. We need him as a replacement for Tagliafico since Acuna is not there. Someone's needed. Yes. Unfortunately, I just don't think he's a left back. And I know we've spoken about it in the past. I have Osvaldo. I don't think he's a left back. At least not for Argentina. He's not really playing there for Strasbourg either. And that left back position. I don't blame Scaloni for trying different players. I don't blame him for trying out Nicolas Gonzalez. I absolutely don't, because I think maybe the left back profile doesn't exist, the one that Scaloni wants. Maybe he doesn't see it in any other players. That's why he's trying what he has. I don't know. Obviously, Medina could play left back. Nicolas Gonzalez, in a way, could play left back. I'm not overly confident with him playing left back, at least not yet. Acuna, hit or miss, especially at his age and his form and injuries. Tagliafico is the only consistent one, and he's been consistent since the start. And I love Tagliafico. I just don't know if this guy could play 7 games. He needs the rest. We'll see. We'll see what gives. Mr. Happy, if Argentina don't win the World Cup, what round would be success? I mean, that's a loaded question. That's a loaded question. I'll skip this one. Just because it's a big question for sure. Cavi Dybala should be called. He's playing as number 9 in Roma, scoring some awesome goals. He can play both right wing or 9 better than Massantuono. That's the thing. As the 9, you have Julian Alvarez, you have Lautaro Martinez, Panicelli now maybe, Jose Manuel Lopez maybe now. Those are 4, excluding Lucas Beltran, who was given a shot more than once a couple of months back or last year. I don't see Dybala as a number 9. I don't think Scaloni sees him as a number 9. On the right wing, there's a lot. There's a lot of players. Again, I don't see Dybala making the World Cup, and I'm not saying this happily. I just don't see him there. Edwin Dibu Martinez after Howler versus Liverpool. What a save the next game. Not talking about penalties. He's the best in history for me in that. Oh, thank you for the comment, Edwin. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I mean, Emiliano Martinez, for me, and we could do this in a separate video, of course. At this point, I think he's Argentina's best goalkeeper in history. People are going to talk about Filiol 100%. People are going to talk about Neri Pompido 100%. For me, what Martinez has accomplished, not just in terms of trophies, but his performances, his mentality, his big saves. I know Filiol's pulled off some tremendous saves, especially at the World Cup. Pompido as well. That save alone versus Kolo Muani in the final, wow. But yeah, for me, Emiliano Martinez, best goalkeeper for Argentina in history. Arjunan, Spain in March. After match in March, who's our opponent? Look, Messi's supposed to be in India, I believe, in December for a tour of some sorts. At least that's what was said. In terms of Argentina playing a friendly match there, unfortunately, does not look like it. If there is another match in March, if the Finalissima does take place in Doha, Qatar, at Lusail Stadium, the second match, there are rumors it could be France. We don't know if there is a second match. I don't know if it would happen in India. I don't know if it would happen maybe in Lusail Stadium again or elsewhere, maybe in Europe. I don't know. I'll be very, very honest, Arjunan. I really, really don't know. Elijah, what do you think about Angel Correa? I'm a big Correa fan. Always have been, always will be. I thought he's underrated and underutilized for Argentina at times. I like him a lot. I think his time with the national team is over, though. I think. Junan Alvarez, Panichelli, Almada, Paz, Mastantuono, pero those are some young players as well. Those are some young players. Some good ones as well. Some good players as well. Gavi, Nico Paz, for Argentina, I'd go for attacking in midfield, more pushing forward, attacking, kind of like that playmaker type of thing. Although I know, especially under Scaloni, it's not one player as the playmaker. He's not going to play that traditional number 10 playmaker under Scaloni, not right now. That's where you have a midfield of him, Enzo, Alexis. That's a sparkling midfield right there. That's a sparkling midfield. Not including De Paul, of course. If you want to include him as well, I'm just saying there's some options. Lo Celso's there, and more often than not, he plays well for Argentina. And I mean, who else do we have? Paredes. Paredes has tremendous for Boca and has done very, very well for Argentina. Paredes is another one. I know he's been there for a while, and people at one point were hating on him. Paredes is someone that, in my opinion, should be starting for Argentina. He's been that good. And he's been getting better, especially since joining Boca. And this is something that Osvaldo and I spoke about in one of our live discussion. Usually people go back to Argentina. Maybe their form dips a little bit. It goes down. With Paredes, it stayed consistent. And if anything, it went up. It didn't go down. So Paredes, for me, is another one. McAllister, De Paul, Lo Celso, Almada, depending on where you want to play Almada, up front, down the left-hand side. Obviously, an option for sure. Talent. There's a lot of talent for Argentina. Alvarez, Almada, Paz, Masantuono for 2030. You know what? Why not also 2026? Why not? Alvarez for sure. Almada for sure. Paz for sure. Mastantuono maybe in 2026 as well. Maybe. So yeah, there's a lot. There's really a lot of players, and there's some that we haven't even spoken about. Of course, we briefly mentioned Matias Soulé. Emiliano Buendia is back in the team, although he's injury prone. So I think that's another one maybe where Scaloni has some question marks there, because he is injury prone. But talent, Argentina has talent. They really do. And I see people talking online about Spain, and Spain, of course, extremely talented team, one of the best national teams in the world. France as well. For some reason, I think people continue to underestimate Argentina. In spite of everything, people continue to underestimate Argentina, which I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Renan, best young player of the tournament. Depends. It could be Nico Paz if he plays. That's too early to tell. Too early to tell. Should Argentina use 4-4-2 lineup because of the goal in midfield? Not a bad idea. Scaloni likes to change things depending on the opponent. We saw it at the World Cup, saw it at the Copa America. We see it in friendly matches. If it's a 4-4-2, you gotta wonder, or you gotta imagine Messi's gonna start. If Messi starts, you put him in that 2 up front. Who does he play alongside with? Is it Lautaro? Or is it someone like Julian Alvarez? And Alvarez will compensate more defensively than Lautaro. Because Messi's not really going to track back, not at 38, 39 years old come World Cup time. So it depends on the game, depends on the opponent. It's a great question. There's a lot of midfielders for sure. You mentioned Eki Fernandez earlier. He wasn't part of this team due to injury. We haven't spoken about Claudio Echeverri, who's not getting minutes at Bayer Leverkusen, even though originally the idea was for him to go to get minutes. He hasn't been getting minutes. There's some players there. Cavi Paredes is best for midfield, Mr. Reliable, 100%. I do agree on that. I do agree. There's a lot. We're going to do another separate video where we really go in depth in terms of every single position for the national team in terms of the current state. We're going to talk about this in a live in December, 100%. But just to say, we talked about it a little bit today. We're going to go a lot more in depth in another video. Edwin, out of context comments, Roy, but just imagine all of Messi's kids playing for Argentina. With Messi's half talent, what a team it will be. It's a dream to watch. Yeah, I mean, he has one or two of his sons that are presently with Inter Miami in the youth teams. I think Thiago is in there. I think Mateo's in there as well. Yeah, that'd be cool to see. That would be cool to see. Cavi saying Masantuono is raw. Dybala should be called. We'll see what gives. We'll see what gives. Siddharth, welcome. Saying, just listen, crazy suggestion, like Spain go 4-6-0 or 4-5-1 because both Alvarez and Lautaro can play as lone striker. I'll say this, and no disrespect to Spain. I'm talking maybe a little bit more in the past, maybe then a little bit more in the present right now. The amount of number 9s, the amount of forwards that Argentina has, in my opinion, is significantly better than Spain. People are going to talk about Lamine Yamal, 100%. Guy's a talent. Probably the best player in the world, if it's not Messi. So him aside, I'm not talking about him, but I'm talking about just pure number 9s. In my opinion, Spain does not have a number 9 at the same level as Argentina. A lot of people might find that controversial. And they might say, oh, Roy, it's because you're an Argentina fan, this is that. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I could say, hey, Argentina don't have the depth of fullbacks. They don't have the fullbacks at the same level as Spain or France. I think that's fair to say. But I think it's also fair to say Spain do not have the same quality number 9s that Argentina have. They don't have an Alvarez. They don't have a Lautaro. They don't have Jose Manuel, or maybe they have a Jose Manuel Lopez, but or someone as in form as a Panicelli is right now. And maybe that's why Spain at times played technically without a striker. I mean, there was a striker there, but you understand what I mean. So for me, I would not like for Argentina to play with zero, quote unquote, zero up front as a striker because Argentina has the talent for it. They have the talent for it. Gunter, I love that name. Argentina can't win if Otamendi starts. Who do you see as starting center backs? I was going to say Otamendi. Lisandro Martinez and Christian Romero. 100% for me. Adjunan, I'm only concerned right back, left back. All other places we have a lot of competition. We have Tagliafico, Acuna, Montiel, Molina. Again, it's what we've been talking about for months now. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Cavi, McAllister, Paredes, Enzo, or Barco de Paul, Nico? I got to go with the first one. Off the top of my head, very quickly, McAllister, Paredes, Enzo over Barco de Paul and Nico Paz. It's tough, but Paredes, Enzo, McAllister. I'm willing to put that up against any midfield in the world, and you can quote me on that. I'm willing to put it up. Siddharth, no, Spain of 2012 likely they used to line up with extra midfield. That's it. Spain at the time, let's not forget, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Fabregas, they had to. And they loaded their midfield, right? Their number 9, was it Torres at the time, Fernando Torres, when they won the World Cup. They had the talent. I mean, that Spanish midfield, that Spanish team, but specifically that midfield was, I mean, one of the best of all time. There's no doubt about it. Blasted Oedipus, Senesi right now over Licha. Yeah, I mean, look, I won't disagree with that. Senesi's been good for Bournemouth. He was good for Argentina. The 2 matches he's played so far this year. Lisandro's injured, of course. If both are healthy, and we'll see what gives, but that duo of Cuti Romero and Lisandro, what we saw at the World Cup and more specifically at the Copa America last year, wow, no attack was getting through that. No attack. Cavi, if Molina does not go to a new club in January, right back should be Simeone. Potentially. I mean, we've seen it. Simeone's played right back for Argentina. Elijah, I think Aaron Anselmino should get called up. I mean, he's another one, and I've seen Boca fans be surprised. Osvaldo's being surprised as well. He's done well with Dortmund. Chelsea maybe didn't see it in him or prefer to loan him out. Sure, he's done well with Dortmund in the 2 or 3 matches he's played. He got injured very early on in the season. He's back now. I don't know if he gets called up for the World Cup. Maybe a big outside chance. I don't see it. I think there's just too much talent ahead of him, to be very, very honest with you. Might be just a little bit too much. Also, one thing I want to mention over on MundoAlbiceleste.com, this month's giveaway is a 1998 Argentina away jersey. So 1998 Argentina away jersey. You guys remember that jersey from Argentina versus England at the 1998 World Cup? That's what we're giving away. We got the replica. That's the giveaway on MundoAlbiceleste.com this month. The details are on the website, all there on how to enter. That's this month's giveaway. Now, I mentioned this earlier. I'll go a little bit more in detail. We've been doing it every single year since the channel started. It's the year-end moments. Let us know down below in the comments, whether you're watching us live or on repeat. Let us know your top moments, as many moments as you want to name. Go for it. Of the year. It could be individual players, could be match, could be goal, could be just a moment in general for the national team. Let us know down below in the comments. We'll compile them and we'll go and we'll do a video of it, of course, as we've done since the start of the channel. We also have the World Cup draws coming up at the start of December. Of course, we did it for the last World Cup. We went live. We're going to go live as well. We're going to talk about the World Cup draw. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for sure. That's what's coming up. And yes, yes, the Beckham red card game. That's the one, Diego Simeone, where he got kicked so violently by David Beckham. I say that tongue in cheek, of course. Cavi, Senesi over Balerdi. Balerdi's another one. Balerdi, Senesi, Lisandro, Otamendi, Cuti Romero. That's 5. Facundo Medina 6. Juan Foyth plays as center back. That's 7. Technically, I think Tagliafico could now play as a center back. I don't know. Although I believe he's played center back a couple of times for Independiente all those years ago. If I'm not mistaken, any big Tagliafico or Independiente fans will be able to confirm that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's played as center back there a couple of times in his career when with them. I do not hope all the good players have good seasons and come for better physical conditions, and Messi lifts 26 World Cup trophy and happily retires. Maybe wins hat-trick Copa in 2028 to retire. Oh man, that would be something. I mean, already everything this national team has gone through in the last 5 years is something. Gunter, Lisandro's been out for so long. Does he have time to come back in shape from such a serious injury time? I think so. If he's back now, he still has 6-7 months. I certainly think so. I'm not worried about. As long as he doesn't get injured again. I'm saying this while knocking on wood. That I'm not worried about. No, sir. Not worried about that one. No. All right. Let's see. Anything else before we wrap things up here? I think we're good. Any final thoughts from everybody? I want to say a big thank you all for joining. Also another thing, Lautaro Martinez, now number 4 all-time leading goal scorer for Argentina, overtaking one of my personal favorites, Hernan Crespo. So now Lautaro with more goals than Crespo. He's behind Agüero, Gabriel Batistuta, and of course Lionel Messi. So Lautaro coming up in the ranks in terms of goals scored for the Argentina national team. Gavi saying Kuti was a beast for Angola, even in friendlies. He was like all or nothing. Thank you, Blasted. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We're going to be live once more. It won't be long before we are. It's just now, it's the international break. Argentina not playing a second game. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. As I mentioned, in December, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. And we're also going to be starting in December. We will be starting our, I want to call it retro World Cup teams in a way, where we look back at, let's say, the 2006 team, the 2010 team, and we kind of discuss it. I want to start doing that with everybody here. And those will be live discussions. On that note, I want to say a big thank you to everybody for joining. If you're watching us live, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. If you're watching us on repeat as well, like, subscribe, and the notifications button. A big thank you. Mr. Abby saying, hope you get a good draw for the World Cup. As do I, my friend. A big thank you as always. Until next time, everybody, take care and thank you for joining.